try to understand that you're lonely, only when you say easy come, easy go. This won't break my heart, don't you know? Sometimes high, sometimes low. Easy come, easy go.
I am literally filled to the brim with girlish glee because I am here speaking with a man who is
an old man.
a man who has been called the epitome of the hot 80s rocker.
Those were the days.
Tell us a little bit about what your journey's been like since those days.
I started in a band with my brothers, got into Alice Cooper when I was in my early 20s, and it all just went from there. I'm like a closet studier, you know.
I didn't know then, but I sensed it. You're kind of like a nerd, like a fine arts nerd. You enjoy the ballet.
I did, yeah. I was in a ballet company, and I love to write music for ballet. It's very individual journey because I've traversed two worlds that don't really collide much, and unless it's me, because I brought
those worlds together.
For myself, I did. I mean, I just always was drawn to certain things, and was never afraid to, express myself in those things, and had a vision to write classical music because I always heard classical music. I never, rock music. I kind of grew out of rock music, and it's not a really cool way to say it, but when I was in my early 20s, I started hearing much more complex music, so I just followed it and went to see where it went, But I still love playing with my band, and I still love making rock music. It's just a totally different.
So this classical album, I've listened to it. It's Conversations with Nijinsky, who is, of course, a famous ballet dancer.
Yeah.
And so the music is ballet music, and Nijinsky is a fascinating story. And I just can tell that somehow you are moved by, the arts, like watching Bodies in Motion, and the tragic story of, that artistic passion that is like a flames out like Nijinsky. It's very exciting to be a part of that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's I'm a big advocate of the arts. This is nothing unusual if you live in Europe, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get exposed to stuff like this as much. We're a much younger country, and it's not high on the list of a lot of politicians' ideals to support the arts and stuff like that. So it's really a tragedy because you can really develop your soul through the arts. So, and I'm self-taught mostly. I never went to university, so
that's wonderful.
It's not about university. It's just about the mentality of forwarding your worldliness, so to speak.
And I'd love to talk to you a little bit about that idea of arts education. Like it is cool and sexy to be into the fine arts.
And we're in bad shape with what's going on right now.
So I know, it's not a good.
So you got to get out and vote, and so now we're going into politics, which I rarely do. I basically never do that because. But I do advocate the arts, especially in schools and stuff.
Yeah, a young person exposed to something like that, it can really make a difference, I think, in
Yeah, it develops your emotional skills and your ideas and your confidence and your creativity and your brain, and I mean, it's there's no downside to it. You don't make a lot of money doing it unless it's very rare, but. The problem with people, money is an interesting thing. It's you need enough to live on, but once you get so much money, it becomes this other thing. So
sure.
I'm not one of those guys, man. I'm happy with a cup of tea and a pencil. So
one of the many reasons that you are to be praised and admired. I have a lot of squealing inside, but I'm gonna repress it.
I don't think I'm much different than most people. I really don't. I just. If there was a difference for me, I never have an attachment to outcome. I didn't write classical music to get a Grammy nomination or anything like that. I just did it because I love it.
Yeah, well, it must have been a wonderful feeling to have an orchestra playing with your ideas. I mean, music that came out of your head.
Yeah, that was really a trip. The first time I heard like string players do my
Oh.
stuff was many, many years ago. But
That's
and I've had a lot of orchestras play my music, so mostly it's just scary because they're all looking at you for the answer of all those mistakes in the score.
I'll bet the musicians kind of have your back, though. They want to make you look good in the end.
That's debatable.
No?
That's debatable. You know.
Sometimes high, sometimes low.